Hi, folks. I just thought I'd do a short video, kind of let you guys know what's going on. Um, I think I'm done making videos because no matter what I do, y'all don't like anything I do, so hell with it. I'm just at the point I don't care. So I'm done making videos except for, videos like this where I'm kind of updating you. Anyway, right now I am at a Motel 6 in Mesa, Arizona. I still got to go pick up some of my things at the place I was living at. I got to do that tomorrow. And then I am heading to Gila Bend, Arizona, which is about an hour and a half south of here. Couple of reasons I'm going there. First of all, the first 2 nights I get there, I'm going to stay in a motel, which they were wanting for a Motel 6 here in Mesa. They were wanting $150 for the next 2 nights. Hell with that. I was able to get a much nicer motel, hotel, whatever you want to call it, in Gila Bend for less than half what I would be paying for this. So I've been researching places to go. I have not been able to find a place to live. I've tried everything. I know all of you have made a lot of suggestions and everything. And trust me, I have exhausted every available resource that there is. I've tried everything. I've had social workers trying to help me find a place. But the cheapest place that I could find, and that was even a waiting list that I wasn't even going to be able to get, within the next month or so. It was about $150 more than I've been paying at the place in Gilbert, which I cannot afford. So it's very discouraging, I'll be honest with you, very discouraging. So I was able to get me another tent that I could actually live in. And so tomorrow, right now it is, what the hell day is it? Saturday? Friday? Friday. Tomorrow I am heading to Gila Bend, Arizona, which is, like I say, about an hour and a half south of here. Nice smaller area, which I actually am looking forward to. We're going to stay at a motel there for a couple of nights, and then there are 4 different places that I can camp at just outside Gila Bend that, from everything I've read about them, they seem to be pretty decent and not real populated. And so Gila Bend is a very small town, but it seems to be kind of nice. It's close to the Mexican border, and entonces yo hablo español, entonces yo puedo comunicar con los hablantes, hispanohablantes aquí. I need to brush up on it, though. But the thing that's funny is that I have a hard time remembering my Spanish, but yet when I get to talking with somebody, it kind of like pops in, and I start, I'm able to speak it. And they're usually pretty patient too. They realize that, a lot of them are just very impressed that you've even tried to learn their language. So I'm going to go down there, and then I've got 4 different places I can camp down there. I can camp each place for 14 days at a time, so that gives me a couple of months camping. And then I might head back up to Lake Havasu, until it starts getting too warm, and then I think I'm going to head up towards Flagstaff. I would really like to find a place to live, but, I've been trying for 6 months. It's like, of course, when I started renting the place in Gilbert, I wasn't expecting that the guy was going to cut me off after 6 months. And the guy is just, he's allowed me to camp in his backyard, but he's been kind of a total asshole, and, like I reminded him, I said, you're the one that, he was griping about it. And I'm like, dude, you're the one that put me in this position. I wasn't planning on being out of here after 6 months. But it'll save me $600 a month camping in free BLM campsites as opposed to paying $600 a month for rent, which when you're only getting a little over $1,000 Social Security, that's quite the savings. And to be honest with you, I honestly would rather be camping and have privacy than to put up with what I've been putting up with at the place I was renting. So, so I'm going to be at a much nicer hotel or motel or whatever you want to call it than here. This is rated like a 6.4 or whatever, and the one I'm going to is rated about like a 9.4, even though it's half the price of this one. So, and it'd be kind of cool to go somewhere different. Like I said, it's about an hour and a half drive from Gilbert. I got to go pick up my stuff, and then I'll drive from there. It's about an hour and a half. And Gila Bend seems it's a really small town. There ain't nothing there. But it's close enough. It's about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes or something like that from Tucson if I decide to run down there. And I guess I've got to look at it this way. When I first took off from Idaho, sorry about that. I'm trying to block out that light, that ceiling light. When I first took off from Idaho, I was looking forward to seeing, traveling different areas and kind of sightseeing and stuff like that. So I'm not real happy about having to move. I'd much rather have an actual room to stay in. But yet, at the same time, there are advantages to camping too, as far as privacy, as far as being able to just do what I want. So I mean, there's pros and cons to each aspect. So I'm really looking forward. I mean, I wasn't planning on heading to Gila Bend at all until today. But I've been researching different places to camp and stuff like that, and there just is not anywhere that is really good, Whereas the places the reviews that I've read on the places around Gila Bend, it's less populated. It would be kind of nice to get back to a smaller area, because here I love Gilbert, but at the same time I get tired of the city. And that's the reason I did not like Scottsdale. It was way too much like Phoenix. Gilbert is smaller, but yet it's still city, And I'll be going tomorrow. I'll be heading down and going back out to a more rural area, which is more my style, because I'm a small town boy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vern? I'm a small town boy. So I'm it's a lot. I'll just be glad once I get down there, and then when I find a place to camp, it gets set up. It's a pain in the ass having to move every 14 days, but at the same time, some of these BLM sites, they don't really pay any attention, so you can stay there. I mean, when I was in Lake Havasu, there was people who've been staying there for 6 months, and they said nobody had given them any hassle. But also, I didn't really like the places that I was camping that much. The one place I did like was when Copper and I were on the California side. And at some point, I may head back over there because I really like that area. If you guys remember, where I was camping in California, I can't remember the name of the campground, but I'd be able to find it again. It was about 22 miles north of Needles. That was probably my favorite campground because it was quiet. It was nice. It was off the highway. It was easy to get to. Well, somewhat easy. It was a pretty bumpy road out there, but it wasn't bad if you took it slow. But I may head back over that direction. I may head north up into Nevada. I haven't really decided yet, but I know one thing for sure. As it gets warmer, I'm going to have to go further north because it's like I was in, when I left the campground in California, I was in Bullhead City, and it had gotten up to about to where it was like 97 during the day, and that's when I headed, you know, away from there because that was just way too damn hot. I'd like to be able to afford to get a one of those 2,000 watt solar generators. I actually had one of my solar generators died. I just flat out and died, and so I just tossed it. I had to throw it away, which is a $500 generator, which sucks, but you know, it didn't work anymore. I bought a little cheaper one for about 200, but you know, it doesn't have near the capacity. So I'm going to have to get something else, but if I can get like a 2,000 watt generator, I can actually run an air conditioner, you know, not, you know, the kind you run in your house, but enough to keep your tent cool, to where I could actually camp in the warmer temperatures and still be comfortable. So that's what I'm hoping for and praying for. If you guys could help me out, you know, I know some of you don't like me asking for anything, but what the hell else choice do I have? I only get a little $1,000 over a month. You know, Social Security, one of the generators costs about $2,000. So that's 2 months worth of income. It's like, I guess if I don't want to eat, you know, or buy water or whatever, you know, that's, hey. So anyway, you know, if you guys that don't like me asking, screw you. I don't give a shit. You know, you're sitting there in your, you know, your homes, you know, judging me, you know, kiss my ass. That's all I can say. You know, you're not in my situation. You know, if I could change my situation, and I've tried to apply for jobs. I've tried to do different things. I've tried everything I know how to do. But just nothing has worked out for me. So I am stuck with camping for the time being. And I just, you know, I do what I have to do, you know, to survive. I mean, that's just it. You know, I don't give up. You know, I still try. I do what I have to do to survive. I'm almost 70 years old. I mean, come on. You know, some of you that want to criticize, like I said, you can kiss my ass. I don't give a shit. You know, you're not in my situation. Don't judge. You know, it just irritates me. People that make comments and say things that aren't in my situation. You know, and I'm not in my situation because I chose to be. It's because I was forced to be. So if I could, I mean, I would have still stayed, even though the rent I felt was beyond unreasonable for half a room. You know, $600 for half a room, that's kind of bullshit. But, you know, I would have still toughed it out and stayed there. But, and then the guy lies to me and says, well, I'm not going to be renting it out anymore. And then Noel, the other guy who got kicked out, who was renting the other half of the room, found his Chuck's ad on Craigslist that he was going to rent my room out now for $1,100. But yet he told me that, well, I'm not going to be renting it out anymore. Bullshit. Greedy asshole. I don't like greedy people. I really don't. So, I mean, hell, you know, if you're going to kick me out, at least be honest with me is what you're kicking me out for. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that I just figured I'd update you and let you know. And I don't mean to be so pessimistic. I really don't. It's just that it gets discouraging. I try so hard, and it's like I just keep getting kicked while I'm down. You know what I mean? But I still keep getting back up. You've got to give me credit for that, right? All right, we'll talk to you later, people.